Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie and welcome to the best reset, in my opinion, all year that everyone has, which is January reset. There's just something in the air in New Year's that just fills me up. It gives me so much energy. I'm so excited. It doesn't last forever, but I'll take it when I have it. Oh, I thought I saw a bug on the ceiling, sorry. I have a lot to do. First of all, can you see this mess? It's not just here. There's books fucking everywhere. Look at this. There's pillows everywhere, books everywhere, mess everywhere. I honestly love this chaos. Like, this was my dream as a child, to just have books like on every surface, piled up, falling down. It is my vibe, but I also keep tripping on the books. I don't want to rip them up. I don't need any more stubbed toes. We gotta get this shit together. So that's the biggest thing I'm handling, I think. Reorganizing my bookshelf. I actually have something really cool to put on my bookshelves that I've had for months and I just haven't even like opened. I might move some furniture around and then we're gonna get organized, both digitally. I got a new reading journal, like physically. January is also, because I have so much like organizational energy, I try out a lot of different types of processes. And that way I can see which one I really gravitate toward. So I actually have like 3 digital reading trackers that I'm gonna try out. I'm still waiting with Allie to upload hers, previously hardback hoarder. So hopefully in this video we can see that happen in real time. I'm going to brainstorm and talk about the goals that I have for like reading, also maybe some personal goals if I'm feeling like vulnerable. One of the goals I know I have is to read at least 1 physical library book a month, because I go to the library every other week. I always get like a shitload of books. I never read them. I just like looking at them in my house. I also love going to the library. I love being in a library. Libraries are just so special to me, but like I want to read those books. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do resets every month to keep myself in check with my goals and to stay a little organized, but also in these videos, the first book of every month is going to be a physical library book. So today is actually the 30th, but I think the library may be closed tomorrow and the next day. So we're gonna go today, pick our first read of 2025. My first read, not yours. Maybe. And yeah, can you tell I'm excited? I'm so excited. Oh, I just filmed my TBR game, but I want to see if any of those books will fit into the readathons I'm doing, either year long or for January. And if not, I want to like really zero in on the books that I have for those readathons, because that's something I really want to participate in this year. Okay, I need to eat something and then I think we'll skip on over to the library. Are you ready? Why am I so fucking hyper? All right, I have my lunch and I gotta show you what I got from the library. I was only trying to get 1 book, but that just never works out for me. So I think it's actually exciting because over the next couple days before the 1st of January, I can read the first chapters and decide what's gonna be my number 1. I've got Northwoods. This is a story from the perspective of a house cabin in the middle of the woods. It goes over centuries and it like is telling us all about the people that come and stay at this cabin. That sounds exactly like something I would love. Then we have Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaughey. This is about a set of twins, sisters, who move from Alaska to Scotland. I don't think they're doing too great and they are like rehabilitating wolves. One of the sisters falls in love, things are looking good, and then someone dies in the area and everyone's kind of looking at them because they have wolves. But then her man starts looking a little sus. Then we got Chain Gang All Stars. This is about the prison system. And in this story, like prisoners have to fight like gladiators to win their freedom. And it's all this like this huge gross thing that the upper people are doing. And I think this is gonna have a lot to say about real life shit. Then we have a fun little fantasy. I also love it on books when they print it like right onto the book, especially at the library, because then I don't have like this crinkly like thing. This is about a human trapped in the fairy world and she has to help her like owner compete in this thing. There's a bunch of different types of magic they have to compete in, just like fire, ice, water, whatever, earth, but also like void and illusion and blood. And if they fail, they're both killed. And then I think there's also like a rebel thing happening and our main character falls in love with the leader of the rebellion. And then I'm gonna be reading this no matter what. This is Parakeet by Marie-Helene Bertino. This is the author of my favorite book of 2024, Beautyland. And it's about a woman who's getting married who sees this parakeet, and she's so sure that it's a reincarnated version of her grandmother telling her not to get married. I'll be working on those the next couple days, but I think it's time to try to move some furniture around. And I'm also so stubborn, I'm gonna try to move all this furniture by myself. Pray for my back. Okay, I have the windows open stuff, so I hope you can hear me, but this is pretty much it. I haven't organized any of my books, but I'm so surprised how much bigger the room feels like this way. Obviously, this looks a little weird because we only have one chair, but like we have chairs all throughout, including my desk chair, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, this is looking so promising. I can't believe how open it looks right here. This has nothing to do with anything, but I have to show you this random purchase I made. It's a brush, but I custom ordered it and it has my name on it. Ooh, I feel like a cat right now. I love Black Friday. Happy New Year's Eve. I spent literally the whole day, well, I was editing a video and uploading it, but I've been outlining all of the pencil sketches that I made last night, which, yeah, took all night. I've had so much fun, but it does take a long time. So let me show you what I've done. It's actually embarrassing how much time it took, like when you see how little I did. I guess before I show you my new reading journal, I'm gonna tell you about my old reading journals. I started in 2022, pretty much just after I started my channel, and I absolutely loved it. I have so much fun just like ripping paper up and gluing shit on here. I also love stickers and postcards and just like, oh my god, so much fun. It looks like I stopped around September of 2022 and then I tried again in 2023. So cute. And LOL, I made it to January and then that's it. And then I tried out like digital reading journals. I really like that because you see the book cover and you just copy and paste it on there and you can do whatever you want. But I've noticed that I don't do it often because I can't take that much freedom. I need like to literally see out in front of me my options that I can do to create something. So I've decided in 2025 to go back to physical reading journal just to have fun because I do watch bullet journal videos, reading journal videos. I just love seeing people rip shit up and slap it on a book and to have something physically to do. I am very much like a touch person. I don't really have an overall theme or style. I love just randomly doing stuff because I'm a little wild. I just spent 2 days reading journaling. But I will say I am a maximalist. So let's get into it. All right, so when I open it, I made this little cover page. I had a postcard here. I doodled some like creepy little stars. And it looks like a wave, like it's dripping. I love it. And then I had a bunch of like goth girl stickers. I've never like used them, so I just plopped them on. And then I put a bunch of like shimmery stars, some black moons and dots. I wish there was a little bit more color, but like it is a vibe. This is pretty boring. Maybe I'll add something later. I know I'm never gonna look at this page though, so fuck it. I always see people with reading journals that have like their bookshelf and they all kind of look very similar. So I was looking on Pinterest on like my actual furniture that I would dream to buy and I found this image and I was like, oh my god, I need to do that. How cool would that be as like a bookshelf? I am fucking in love. Look at this shit. I love the curves. I want to get like a glitter pen. I used to have one, but it dried up for like these stars, like a silvery kind of thing. And I didn't fill in too much like decor or like I was going to put stuff on the shelves, maybe a little tiny little tchotchkes wherever. But I want to be able to keep coming back to this page and maybe getting creative as things come to me. And also, I think we can fit like 80 books here, which this year I only read like 78 books. But if I happen to read more, I can like stack them here on here, maybe like lean some on the ground here. But yeah, as for these little pictures, I don't know if you can tell that they're shiny. It's from like this HP sprocket. I bought this years ago. It still works. You don't have to buy ink for it. It's like a zinc thing, crystal. I don't fucking know. I'm not a scientist. I was considering using it to like print out book pictures, but it does kind of color the things a little yellow, and I would rather just get like a printer for my book covers. But this is a vibe. Also, I forgot to like erase the pencil marks on these pages, but I fucking love this. Next, this is a little weird. This is my 2025 TBR. I have written down everything and I can check it off when I've read it. I've done it alphabetically, and I put in this little Dutch door. Obviously, you can see the pencil marks and there's nothing there. Like I said, I do want to get like an actual grown-up printer so that I can experiment with printing, but I don't know like the sizing or what, so I'm just leaving it blank for now. If y'all have recommendations for printers, I would love to know, because every single printer I've ever bought is total shit, probably because I end up buying like really cheap printers. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. Same with the next page. This is going to be my monthly favorites, so January, February, blah 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 blah, and it's going to be very interesting because there are some months where like in that moment I think so and so is the favorite, but then at the end of the year I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? So I think it'll be really fun to look back on. And then here I'm gonna put my goals. Now I did copy this layout from Katie, whose video I randomly saw the other day, and I took a lot of inspiration in a couple of spreads, which you'll see. And like, Katie is a goddess. Oh my god, she is so creative. But yeah, I'm gonna write out my goals here. I haven't done it yet because I need to figure them out. It's New Year's Eve. I mean, I need to figure that out quick. Then I am doing the A to Z kind of thing where every time I read a book with a certain letter, I put it in here. And there's only space for like 2 or maybe even 3 titles. I feel like I always thought this was just a dumb thing to do because like, what is this information going to tell me? How is this going to help me? But then I love watching Sarah Caroli's videos. We have like the complete opposite taste in books, but I will watch literally anything she puts on the internet. And she every month goes back to this and she fills it in, and it just looks like so fun to go back and visit. I think there are going to be a couple letters like ZXQ. I think I only own like 1 book in those letters, so maybe when I'm done with them I'll go out and I'll buy some more. That sounds fun. The next page is where Katie completely influenced me. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's not gonna look cool for me because I'm not as like doodly as Katie, and also it's not filled out, but look at this shit. Are you ready? This is so fucking cool. So the point of this is to, when you read a book, you like use a highlighter or a marker, highlight the days that you read the book, and then write the title in the highlight. And after a whole year, this thing is going to be covered in colors. I'll show you a little screenshot of Katie's from last year. It is literally so satisfying looking. I cannot wait to the end of the year to look at this. And I think it's going to be good because even if you forget to kind of do this, you can easily, if you have it written down like on Goodreads or like a digital tracker, you can go in and fill it out way later, months later if you forget, or vice versa. If I keep it here because I'm more like physically interested in tracking, then I can put it in like my digital trackers when I want to get all organized. But like, this is so fucking cool. I just like taped the edges here together. I fucking love this so much. I'm so excited. And that's literally it. It took me like the entire day to do all this. So it is now 3 p.m. on New Year's Eve. I still have to read my little chapters to figure out what I'm gonna read tomorrow. I still have to clean up this mess. I love this kind of creative mess where there's just like glitter and colored pens everywhere. But my husband will kill me if I leave this shit here. I might save organizing for tomorrow. Like, what better time to organize than on New Year's Day? Come on. I need to figure out my goals. I feel like I have a lot to do. I might need a monster. I'm giving up caffeine tomorrow, so like officially. I gave it up for 2 weeks last month, and I actually did really well. The first 2 days, dead. I was a complete zombie, fell asleep the minute after work, and slept like the entire night for like 2 days. But then I started feeling really good, and I want to give it more of a chance. For Christmas, I craved, and then since Christmas, this entire like week, I've been like... Anyway, I have 2 monsters that I just went out and got, so I'm about to drink them. Plus, I'll be staying up until at least midnight to watch some fireworks, so like I have time. But yeah, if you have any like reading journal people that you watch, definitely let me know in the comments below. I love watching that shit. All right, I've got all of my unread books organized out here, but I can't talk to you because the fireworks are already going off. It is only 6 o'clock, so I'm in for a very fireworky night. I'm very excited. My nervous system, we'll see. Happy New Year! I don't feel like putting makeup on today, so you're gonna have to deal with my pimply ass face, but look at this shit behind me. Yeah, my back really hurt by the time I got all of my unread books on the floor and organized. I think it also had something to do with like moving furniture that I should not have been moving by myself. But I'm feeling rested up and my back is feeling great this morning, so I'm about to absolutely kill it again. It was so funny, yesterday I was trying to update you and like Hawaii does not joke around with the fireworks. Literally from 5:30 onward, there was a firework going off every single second, and that is not an exaggeration, outside. And in this town in particular, like they're wild for the fireworks. I went out a few times and I set up like a little chair on my little stoop, but it went on for 7 hours, which is insane to me. Of course, at midnight there was this huge, like, oh my god, and it was right outside. Like money could not have bought me a better seat to a fireworks show. Oh my god. And then yes, they kept going until like 2 a.m. So it was a wild night. I love being around people, even if I'm not like talking to them. Although like, yeah, at midnight everyone was walking by and we're all like, Happy New Year. But I like it when other people are like celebrating around you. It makes it feel so fun. As for the books, I am scared that they're not all gonna fit on there, which is crazy because I unhauled 100 books like 3 months ago. And I forget, I have a couple shelves in my office, but I'm thinking of organizing it just by genre because that is how I mostly think about my books. I feel like a lot of my books are sort of multi-genre, so I just go with what the first genre says on Goodreads. That's just my go-to. And then let me show you what I'm gonna put on the shelves. Oh my god, I bought these a while ago. My friend Sam, if you're watching, I don't know if you watch my channel, but this was the coolest thing. I'm so glad you found these. It's from this Etsy store. She has a couple Instagrams on here, but I think it's Christina's Craft Corner. She put in like a bookmark. She also had a couple stickers and like a keychain that says probably reading smut. Yes, but the actual things are signs of genres, and they're like street signs, and you put them on your shelf in front of the genre. Oh my god, look at these. We've got Smut Street, Litfic Lane, Horror Highway. I'm sorry, I love these. Dragon Drive for like fantasy, and then Thriller Avenue. Oh my god, these are so beautiful. I wanted pink, but there were a couple pink options and I couldn't tell if they were like purpley pink, and that's just not what I'm going for. I knew I couldn't fail with baby blue. I love blue. I will put these in the description box if you want to take a look at them. They are just so cute. Fucking pack these books in so they don't like clearly fit into a genre like all on one shelf, but they're in the general vicinity. First up, we have Smut Street on this top shelf, and it does bleed onto the second shelf here. These are all my romances. Obviously not all of them are smutty, but I don't think anyone's truly offended by this, hopefully. Then we've got Horror Highway that actually starts in the romance section, goes here and then bleeds down. Let me move the camera. We've got more horror here, and then we start with Litfic Lane. These two bottom rows and this section right here is all literary fiction. I have so much, oh my god. These two shelves are my mystery thriller shelves. I thought I had way more, guess not. This shelf is for short story collections or anthologies, which I adore. And then we have some nonfiction essays. You can't even see it down there, but some coffee table books, my Martha manuals, love her. And then my Lore Olympus graphic novels. I also have a graphic novel here, the Lore Olympus, that I couldn't fit down there, so whatever. She's a thriller now. And then at the top, I just got these books from my wonderful friends for Christmas. I also have another one in the romance, but I already put it over there, so whatever. And then there's a couple books that I started like 6 to 8 months ago that I need to not hide because I need to finish them. Then we've got Dragon Drive, aka fantasy. I have the most fantasy books. I'm pretty sure that's correct. These 3 shelves plus the majority of this shelf right here. We've got a little more lit fic hanging over here. But yeah, I really want to make a dent in this, and a lot of these are in series that I get to start. I love starting series. Plus I have way more fantasy on my cart. I also think that I read the most fantasy books in 2024. That was like my most read genre, which is surprising to me for some reason. I have one measly little shelf of sci-fi books. I need some more. And like, there's room. This is a roomy shelf. I really want to get on my sci-fi game, but like girly sci-fi, like with girls in it, or literary fiction sci-fi. That's what I really want to get into. But like Lulu Bell Rock, this isn't literary fiction. I fucking loved it. It was very sci-fi-y, but there was like lots of girly shit happening. Just girls killing girls, falling in love with girls. Girls, girls, girls. I love girls. And then this top shelf is my all-time favorite shelf. It is packed. Like, we are perfectly fitting in here. I didn't even like move any out of the way, move any in. This is perfect. I'm kind of scared though because I plan on having a lot of fucking favorites in 2025. So at the end of the year, I'm gonna have to make some hard decisions. Mama's gonna have to put some kids to the back. You know what I mean? Not looking forward to it, but also I am. So there we go. I do have my TBR cart. My back is really hurting. I don't want to go over there, but hopefully I'm overlaying some footage. But at the bottom, I have my 25 books to read in 2025. Also some series that I either want to finish or start. The middle row is like completely series that I need to read. And then the top row is my TBR from my TBR game, but also the books that I got from the libraries. Y'all, it's 3:30 on New Year's Day and I haven't figured out what I'm reading. And I need to finish it before the end of this video because that is a challenge I've set for myself. I have read like the first 6 pages of these books, which is just a random number I felt like doing because of my attention span. And they all seem like they're gonna be great, honestly. This is the only one that I couldn't like stop at 6 pages. I had to keep reading, but it's very action packed. It's about like killing to the death. And I just don't know if I'm ready for so much action at the beginning of the year, but I will say it has my attention. I might just have to purchase it. I am going to be purchasing this book, but it is very lyrical. I don't have the attention span for it right now, but I just know this is going to be 5 stars. Official 5-star prediction. This reminded me of a lot of things I've read, and therefore I really enjoyed it. And I'm excited to go on this journey, but it is kind of long for, you know, what I need to get done in the next day. I actually wasn't too wowed with this, which is really kind of sad because Beautyland, the first paragraph, I was like, oh, 5 stars. I'm sure I'm gonna love this, but like, it's really not intriguing me right now. But I did find the audiobook from my library, and I also found the audiobook for this, and this feels a little bit more intriguing. Not too difficult to read, not too much action, slow pace, but not like crazy lyrical. I think this is gonna be the book I read. I'm clocking this in. This is my #1 book of 2025. I'm glad I've made a decision after 3 days. My God. The past couple hours, I've just been being lazy and also refreshing YouTube to see when Allie puts up her spreadsheet. I cannot wait to get it, even though, like, what am I going to do with it right now? I like Allie's spreadsheet in particular because, first of all, it looks very aesthetically pleasing, but it also has all of the information and all of the pages that I could ever need. And it's not overly aesthetic, so that, like, if I put in my own calculations or put in something of my own, it's not going to ruin the integrity of the spreadsheet. So I just love it so much, and I want to set up like the things that I track that I kind of put in there. So we'll see. I'm just going to keep refreshing like every 5 minutes, be like, Allie, what you doing, babe? I guess I'll show you the other digital reading journals that I'm going to try out the first month at least. We'll see what happens. This one right here I got for the aesthetics. Obviously it is just so stunning to me. It's very like highlighter colors, but like it's a vibe. I am going to be using Allie's, like, no doubt. That's one I have been actually so good at keeping up with, and I will be doing it again for 2025. But I kind of want to test this out because maybe the graphs will look really cute. I don't know. I'm just going to try it out. We'll see what happens. I wish there was a lot more statistics or like things to track. There's also things on here I wouldn't use, so it's not perfect, but it's fucking cute, and I'm gonna try it out. And then the other one is Covers with Cassidy. This one is free on her channel. I give her a little tip because like she clearly worked really hard on this, but I got this one in particular because first of all, I know she's a reader, so she's tracking a lot like I am, but I'm mostly gonna use this, and I've already used it to find out exactly how I feel about a book because she has this rating system. It is so cool where you answer
questions like based 1 through 10 on like the plot, the character, the setting, yada, yada, yada. And it calculates a rating, and you can put in like a 1.75 or like an 8.18, and it'll give you a number, and then it will convert it to a 5-star rating, like on a 5-star scale is what I mean. This is how I figured out my top 11 of the year. And it was mind-boggling because I thought I knew what my top 10 was, and then I put in the information here and I was like, oh my god, there are books I thought were 4.5 that actually are 5 stars and they belong in the top 10. I was shocked, and it's all because of Cassidy. Thank you so much. I love this rating system. It's gonna help me think a little bit more, but also sometimes I don't know exactly what to rate a book, and this could be really helpful. And even if I just use this for this rating and to help me find my rating, I think it's really cool, and you should definitely check it out. I'll link her video down below where she has the link. All right, I need to get to reading, or should I set up my January reading journal sheets? What do you think's gonna happen? That's what I thought.
Carry clothes we lived in, all the tales we will tell our children. No, we're taking the high road. Lay beside me, wake the morning ever after.
Today was the first day back to work after a few days off, and oh my god, it was a little rough. I'm glad a lot of people are still off. They like took vacation hours because I wasn't bombarded by emails at all. So I could kind of like baby walk myself through the day, but like, oof. I was able to catch up though, and at the end of the day when things had really slowed down, I listened to like another 40 pages of this book, and I am liking it. It's hard for me to concentrate while I'm working because like obviously my focus is on the job that I'm being paid for. But this is a very chill kind of audiobook. I really like the narrator. She's got lots of different accents and they all sound really good to me. I'm easily pleased. I'm now around page 90, so I do have some more to listen to, but I feel like in the story now. I am a little nervous whenever I start a story because sometimes it takes me a little bit to get into it, and I'm in now, so I'm good to go. We're getting a lot about wolves. I love wolves because I'm a girl. I think it's just like required. And there's a line in here because they're reintroducing these wolves in Scotland and like the people are not happy about it. And some dude makes a comment about like how the wives and girls are gonna get killed by these wolves, and our main character's like, you should be more scared that they'll run away with them. Yes. I have a theory about her sister. I have a theory. Loving the animal talk. We're getting flashbacks to her childhood. Her parents are divorced and they're very different, and her dad is like really into the environment. Obviously that's a great thing, but he's gotten to the point where it's like a little concerning and he's getting older, but you can definitely see how both their parents really influenced them in very different ways. I love the psychology of that. So yeah, I think this was a good chill decision for the beginning of the year, and I'm happy. Weirdly, I'm not feeling like the New Year's magic. I don't know what it is. I know to a lot of you, like this is just an arbitrary day. Like Grant, my husband, he thinks it's funny that I get so excited about the New Year because like it's just a day to him. But to me, it is a magical, mystical day, and I haven't gotten it yet. So I know it's gonna come to me. I think I'm still just waiting for Allie's spreadsheet, to be honest. I keep refreshing my phone. I have filled in my little goals section. I don't love the way this looks. I might like rip out a piece of paper and write over it because my handwriting is just trash and I had a typo, whatever. But I also want to stress to myself, like one of my goals for this reading journal is to not care about it looking perfect, because that's just not who I am as an artist or as a person. So I'll probably just leave it as is. So my reading goals. First up, I want to read 88 books. 8 is my all-time favorite number. I had a really bad tick revolving around the number 8 when I was in elementary school. Like 8 is my number. I used to do everything by 8s, but also like 4s and different variations of 8s, or even if things added up to 8, it was still an 8. It got to be like a little not great because if like I hit myself 4 times on this arm, I had to hit myself 4 times on this arm. It was a whole thing. I'm over it mostly, but 8 is still like this. That's my god. So yeah, I really just thought 88 books sounds so satisfying. Although 888 sounds even more satisfying. There's literally no way I could possibly do that, but like in a perfect world. Next, I already told you I want to read at least 1 physical library a month. We're setting myself up good for that. I want to read 12 sci-fi books this this year, which is a goal I had last year. I only ended up reading 6, and as I can't shut up about it, 3 of them ended up in my top 10. So I definitely want to do this. I also want to read 2 5-star predictions a month because I think I counted them last month. It's like 30 something 5-star predictions that are just sitting on my shelf angry at me. They're just staring at me in judgment. I want to read 1 NetGalley a month just because I think it's so cool that I get early access to books I'm excited for, and I really want to get to them sooner. But also I have like 2 years, maybe 3 now, of backlist NetGalleys that I've just had stored there. So yeah, 1 a month seems doable. And then I do want to reread my all-time faves, which is this shelf right here. And I think I'll just listen to them audibly. I would love to sit and read and like annotate, but I just know that will make me put it off. So I'll just listen to it in the background, and I can't wait. Also, I'm nervous a little bit. I feel like there are a couple more reading goals I have like in the back of my head, but I don't know how invested in those goals I am. So like whatever. Let me know your reading goals. I love knowing what people are up to, especially in reading, because obviously that's all I care about. But I am so nosy. So let me know if you have any specific reading goals that are like, I want to read 12 translated books, or I want to read my entire physical library. Oh my god, that would take me like 3 years. Moving on to personal goals. First up, last year my number 1 personal goal was to go to the dentist and have all of my cavities filled. I also think I need a couple root canals, and I've known this information since 2016, but I didn't have insurance or it was too expensive. Last year I was doing so well. I called the dentist in a reset, my first reset of 2024, set it up. I got my x-rays. I show up to my first appointment to fill my cavities, which was also in a vlog, and they're like, oh my gosh, we tried calling you. We don't take your insurance. My employer, oh my god, they really effed up. They cheaped out on everyone, and they gave us a dental insurance just for 2024, just randomly changed it, and it's not covered in the state of Hawaii. Like I couldn't find a single dentist, and it wasn't just my state, it was like a bunch of states, and everyone got really pissed. So this year they gave us the cheap option, but also a much more expensive one that is available to everyone, I hope. So now I actually have to do this because like the pain has gotten worse. These have been in here since God knows when. It's time. I'm scared, but it's got to be done. I have some dentist trauma because you know what? We don't need to talk about that. It's getting done. Next personal goal, I want to go back to yoga at least once a week. I think they offer it 3 times a week at the gym that I pay a lot of money for and don't use. I don't want to like pressure myself too much, but I can do once a week. And I know even though I hate leaving my house, I always feel so much better when I go to yoga, and I'd love to make some yoga friends. Like just like say hi to them on yoga day. Next up is to be caffeine free for the first quarter of 2025. I had a coffee today. I did. I didn't have any caffeine yesterday, and then to get through work, I honestly had to have a coffee. So I've technically already failed this goal, but I'm gonna go cold turkey this weekend, sleep it off. So starting this weekend, I hate that I'm already cheating, caffeine free just for the first 3 months of the year. I don't have to stick to this all year. I mostly just want to see if it's worth it. Next one, I thought this would be fun, to take a picture every day, either of like something really cool, take a selfie if I look really cool, of my outfit, of the book I'm reading, of a bird, just so I can like have documentation of a day. Because there are sometimes when I think back and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I did all of like May 2024. Like that's an entire blur and I don't have any documentation. So I just thought it would be fun. And I like doing like photo dumps on my Instagram. So this will actually give me shit to dump. Ew. Sorry, that was a gross sentence. And then the last 2 goals are all about entertainment. Back in high school and college, I was just an entertainment girl. I obviously loved reading, but I also was so serious about music listening, about searching for new artists, searching for new songs, and I loved it. It was like a huge hobby of mine. It took up the majority of my time outside of reading. I also watched a shit ton of movies, and they were always new movies. And then in college, I really got into TV, and I've kind of just dropped those for reading even more, which is like good, but I can also make room for movies, TV, and songs. So Oh my god. My first goal is to listen to a new song every day. I don't have to like it, but just try some new song. I realized just now that I didn't do this yesterday because it's like not New Year's yet. Today feels more like New Year's because I had to work. I guess I'll just have to listen to 2 songs today. I want my Spotify Wrapped to be like way cooler at the end of the year, honestly. I used to have really random ass things and songs that I loved and got so excited for and was so excited to share to other people. But my Spotify Wrapped, I only listened to like 500 minutes of music, whereas like other people were clocking in 10 10,000 minutes or something crazy. And I don't feel like my Wrapped was really a reflection of my true taste, because I ended up listening to the same old songs over and over and over again, which is great. I love listening to old shit, but I want to get some new shit in there too. Or like, even if it's older, it's like unknown to me. So yeah, I think this will just be a fun challenge for myself. And then I would like to watch a new movie and a new episode of television every single week, because kind of like with songs, I end up rewatching the same shit over and over and over again because I'm a comfort watcher. I can throw in a new episode of something every week. And then back in my early 20s, when I had like Movie Pass, I went to the theater every single day. Every single day. Now I can't do that now because it would be so expensive and I don't have Movie Pass. But I can go once a week, either to the movies or finally watch Saltburn or Challengers. I'm dying to watch those movies. Like, why haven't I done it? I don't know. So yeah, those are some of my goals. Let me know yours. Again, I'm so nosy. Like, please tell me.
Spacing out, wishing that you would run your hands through my hair one more time. I wish that I could die right next to you in every life. I miss you so much that I can feel it in my spine and in my mind. I wish that you were dreaming right next to me another night.
All right, y'all, it's 7:43 on January 2nd, and I finished my first book of 2025. Again, it's so funny, like how stuck in the mud I am whenever I start a book, but then like when I make a significant effort, I don't even question it. It's like breathing. It's so easy to do. As for my thoughts on this, I am like all over the place. And I feel like I'm also being a little overly sensitive about a particular topic, maybe because it's, you know, personal, but I can say that the writing in here is phenomenal. The audiobook was phenomenal. And I was kind of reminded of a couple vibes. First of all, this Lee Mandello novella, I love this. It's like a 4.5 for me. This is a story about a wife who is like kind of falling out of her marriage. That's a weird way to put that. They're like breaking up or just having issues, but she also has this scientific thing going on where she can like put on a mask and experience what wolves are experiencing. It was very cool, but also really like, ooh, emotional. And then it also is kind of giving me, what is it? Plow your bones over the bones of the dead. Something about plowing in bones and dead. It was a great title. I can never remember it though. This is actually my second book I've ever read on BookTube, I'm pretty sure, where like the protagonist is like really protective over animals, and I do love that because I am too. I love snakes, but I chased away a water moccasin, tried to beat it because it was about to eat a bunch of this duck's eggs, and I'm so protective of like ducks and chickens and stuff like that, and I literally did not even think about the fact that it could have bit me and killed me. I was just like, no, the fuck, you're not gonna hurt my girl. I do love the sister relationship in here, but one of the sisters was hardly even in this, and I understand why, but also, see, there's something really big in here that happens. First of all, I was expecting it, but like it was really hard to read, and I want to talk about it because like there's an issue I have that I can't talk about without spoiling something, but I think I'm just being overly sensitive. The only other issues I had besides, you know, taking that a little too personally was that I did like the romance in here, but clearly this isn't like a romance writer, and I'm not expecting like a smut. That's not what I'm talking about, but there could have been a little bit more description of like them wanting to fall in love or yearning or longing or attraction. I don't know, it just kind of like happened, and they were so intense right away, and it didn't really make too much sense to me, but that may be because I read a lot of romance. And then the other thing is, this main character is sort of trying to investigate who killed this person so that her wolves aren't implicated. Her like investigation is the entire plot of this, but it doesn't really make too much sense. I don't know, I'm having a problem with this book, but also I can really appreciate this author's writing, so I'm like really confused as to what I would rate this. Let me use Cassidy's like calculator. All right, characters. I like how much depth we got to the main character. I could have used a lot more. I think they did a decent job with the main character, who was the narrator, so that makes sense. And we did get like background and a little nuance with a few others. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Plot. See, this was where I struggled a little bit, but there also was a plot. I did think it meandered a little bit, so how should I rate that? Cassie also has a rubric, so let me see. I think I'm gonna give it a 6.6. Let's do that. The writing, I think, was excellent. I'm gonna give it a 9. The setting was great. I'm also gonna give that a 9. And then my enjoyment, I thought it was really chill. Obviously, there was that pretty intense, like, trigger warning scene. I did find myself getting a little frustrated, but like it was still very chill and good. I guess I'll put a 7 out of enjoyment. 6.8. Fuck it. Okay, it's saying I'm gonna rate this 3.5 stars. And you know what? That was my initial instinct. So Cassidy, you were onto something. This is so helpful. I don't think she follows me, but whatever. I'm so glad I got my first book down, and 3.5 is a good rating for me, so I'm happy. I'm definitely gonna keep my eye out for this author's other books. They have Migrations. I wonder if they're coming out with anything soon. Let me know how you felt about this book. I'm curious. I went on Goodreads. There's a lot of 5 stars, so I hope I'm not making anyone angry. One more thing I want to talk about before I think I need to wrap this up. I don't even want to know how long this video is, but I really want to stick to a few readathons, like actually read them throughout the year. First up, Winterween is this month. I'm so excited. I have a plan. I'm not telling you because it might actually fall through, but I'm excited and I will be participating. I have 4 books selected for this. So 2 of them are from my TBR game, linked up here somewhere. These 2 fit right in. One of the prompts is to read a book at least 5 years old. Stephen King, hello. How old is Stephen King, by the way? One of the prompts is to read a book with a house on the cover or the title. Now, this is kind of a stretch, but also I think it definitely counts. It's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. It's a castle is their home. It clearly says that they live there. I'm gonna consider this like a house. You can argue with me in the comments. One of the other prompts is to read a thriller or horror, so I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna be reading Thirst by Marina Yuksuk. There's vampires in here. That's all I know. And I think it's sapphic. And also the lovely Nicole, a subscriber, gave this to me. And it said in the note, I found your channel during Summerween. How perfect is this? Nicole, I'm so excited to read this. And then for a thriller, we have Bye Baby by Carola Lovering. I've been meaning to get to this. I really loved her book, Tell Me Lies. I mostly liked it for like the psychology. I also read this book, which was like a thriller, but it was more like a drama. It was fun in the moment, but completely forgettable. And even if this is forgettable, I think I'll have fun. So that is Summerween handled. My friend Meredith has a year-long readathon called Bookymon. This is her second year doing it, and she's actually added something for the people like me who kind of fall off readathons very quickly. There is a mini Bookymon as well as like the regular Bookymon with like varying degrees of difficulty. We already have the prompts, so 1 book every month, all based on like things that are on the cover. So January's is to have a rainbow on the cover, and since this is already on my TBR for my TBR game, I am choosing the Ministry of Time to fit this because those are like the colors of the rainbow. It's not a physical rainbow, but you know, you got the colors there. I'm so excited to read this. I'm getting so hyped for it. And then for the first time, I am going to be participating in the Buzzword Readathon, and this year Kayla has 2 things. The Buzzword that includes like title stuff, which is what she's always been doing, but also she's doing like a cover thing all year round, which is really exciting that I'm doing 2 readathons like that all year because it's so fun. The cover challenge for January I thought was going to be really tough. It's a pattern. I actually have a book already on my TBR that could fit this, which is good because I was at the library like for this vlog trying to look for like a pattern, and it's harder than it seems to find them, mostly because like you're looking at the spines of all the books. But then I went home and I looked at my TBR pile. Little Rot, this is a pattern and it's gorgeous. And the reason I'm so drawn to it is because it's a pattern, but also the colors. And so I'm so excited that this fits in because I'm already planning on reading it. Like, look at that. And then the buzzword for the title for the month of January for the Buzzword Readathon, I feel like I just said buzz way too much, is Truth and Lies. And you kind of have to have those words in the title. The only book I have that I think matches this is one I am very excited to read, and one that has been in a few TBRs of mine, so I'm excited to finally get to her, is Where Sleeping Girls Lie. This is like a boarding school murder mystery, or at least like a mystery. I don't know if there's actually murder or just missing people, but there's also this group of girls that are like culty sounding. I cannot wait to read this. Those are my additions. And then I did just see that Gabby, whose book club is the Book Troop, they're reading in January Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. Flynn? Yes. And this is one of my like 2025 TBR books, so I can't pass up this opportunity. I have a lot of books here though, and I'm starting to get a little worried, but I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna have a ball because January is like one of my heaviest reading months. Obviously, I got that New Year spirit, which is kind of like infiltrating into me. Like I feel the magic coming alive. So yeah, that is like my official TBR for January. And then I have like some other things I'm gonna try to fit into videos. It's gonna be a lot. Last year, I think I read 15 books in January. I was on something last January and I would like to be on it again. So yeah, I think I've done everything that I need to do for the reset. I am feeling very jazzed right now. I finished a book, I set up my reading journal, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. I've also decided like in the months, oh, I guess I didn't show you this. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna talk for one more minute. This is how I'm setting up this month. We'll see how it works, but this side is my TBR. When I get my printer, which will hopefully be by the end of the month, I'll have made a decision on what to purchase. I will have the book covers in here. And then on this side, like obviously if I'm gonna be reading 15 books, which I fucking hope so, I'm gonna have to print them smaller, but they'll all go here. And I cannot wait to see all the beautiful covers. And then I've decided, because every time I try to like actually journal my reads, it just doesn't go well. I think I more so think about the videos themselves, and that kind of prompts me to talk about the books that I read in it. So I think what I'm gonna do is just very simply write out like vlog number 1. I have the date I started the vlog. I'm gonna put in the date I finished it, like finished filming, not finished editing, because God knows how long this is gonna take. Number of books I read for the vlog, and then the upload date. Down here, I can write as much as I want or as little as I want. I can print the picture of the book if I feel like it. I can doodle, I can do whatever, but I can go here. Obviously, I didn't do it while I was doing this video because I just thought of this, but sometimes I often struggle in the middle of the video because I'm thinking like, is this even like worth making? So I can hopefully, you know, talk myself out of that, which I do better through journaling than I do in my head, because like for some reason when I'm journaling, I see things very objectively. We'll see how that goes. I will see you next month though for the next reset, and we can do this all again. Okay, New Year's magic is literally possessing me. It's coming right now. That's gross. Ew, sorry. Keep your fingers crossed that Allie announces her new spreadsheet literally the moment I stop filming this. Either way, I'll put her Etsy shop down below because you're gonna wanna buy it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Let me know how you prepared for the new year, if you're using a digital or physical reading journal, if you don't care one shit about the new year. I always like hearing other points of view, you know? And obviously, let me know what you thought of Once There Were Wolves. Okay, I think that's it. I'll see you later. Goodbye.